The first thing I need to do with my Amazon bag is to peel all of the labels off. If you remove some of the surface of the bag along with the label, it's really not that big of a deal because we're going to be working over top of it. Next, I put down a layer of gesso to act as a primer. This creates a barrier between the bag and any adhesive that I'm going to lay down. And it also provides some tooth to help the adhesive grip better. Next up, I'm adding a background color, even though most of this is going to be collaged over. Base layer of paint helps set the tone and the mood of the piece. It can add depth and visual interest. And even if it's partially covered, it helps unify the collage elements, giving them a cohesive background to sit on. I found this gorgeous image in a Vogue magazine, and I'm taking some sandpaper to scruff it up a little bit and take the shine off, and then adding a little bit of burnt umber with a lot of water to glaze over it to just make it look distressed and aged. I have a lot of collage paper laying around, including some distressed magazine paper as well as some homemade collage paper. And here I'm laying it down to get a little bit more interest going on in the background before I lay the dancer down. I don't know if she's really a dancer, but she looks like one to me. I'm tearing the edges off of the piece before it's completely dried. I think it gives a little bit of a softer edge. And I'm taking some of the sides off of the image and I'm making these long shapes to sort of echo the long shapes of the person. You might also notice that I sometimes leave the edges of the paper heading over the top of the bag. You can do that if it helps you lay your paper where you want it and trim it off when you're done. I kind of like that grunge look of sometimes having things extend beyond the page. You'll also notice that I'm only working on the right side, and that's because this is going to be the inside cover of a junk journal book. And so the left side is going to be something completely different that we'll look at in another video. I'm kind of liking her sort of framed in a somewhat circular manner. Just going to glue down a few more scraps that I tore off of the magazine page. Now that I've glued her down and let her dry a little bit, I'm coming back into the lines with a brown Stabilo pencil and emphasizing this circular shape. If you're not familiar with Stabilo, I really love it. It's a water-soluble pencil, and it's one of my go-to ride or die kind of tools. It's great for grungy kind of art because it will lay down pretty tight, and then if you add some water to it, it will get really dark, and if you add more water to it, you can blur it out as far as you want to. And now I'm switching over to the black Stabilo because I felt like the brown wasn't giving me enough contrast. And I'm going into the image itself to make it look a little bit more artsy, a little bit more painterly, and to emphasize the lines that I like in this particular figure. I'm not quite done with it yet, but for this video, this is as far as we're going to take it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.